Olivia's head throbbed as she slowly opened her eyes. The sterile scent of disinfectant filled her nose, and the dim fluorescent lights above flickered slightly. She tried to move, but a dull pain in her leg reminded her of why she was here. A car accident. The last thing she remembered was the screech of tires, and then darkness. The hospital room was eerily quiet. Too quiet. She glanced at the clock on the wall. 2:47 a.m. The hall should have had at least some noise. Nurses, equipment, something. But there was nothing except the faint hum of the lights. Olivia pressed the call button for the nurse. No response. A shiver ran down her spine. Something felt wrong. She pulled the blanket closer, trying to shake the feeling when she heard it, a whisper. Soft, unintelligible, coming from the hallway. "Hello," she called out, her voice hoarse. No answer. She pushed herself up, wincing as pain shot through her leg. Carefully, she reached for the crutches resting beside her bed and stood up. The hallway was dimly lit, stretching endlessly in both directions. A faint shadow flickered at the far end. "Is someone there?" She tried again, her voice barely above a whisper. A sudden noise, like something scraping against the floor. Closer this time. Her breath hitched. She turned toward the nurse's station. Empty. Not a single person in sight. The computer screen flickered before shutting off completely. The lights above buzzed, then dimmed even further. Then she saw her. A woman in a hospital gown stood just beyond the flickering lights. Her face was obscured by long, damp hair, her arms hanging limply at her sides. Her head twitched slightly, as though trying to listen. Olivia's heart pounded. She stepped back, the crutches wobbling beneath her. The woman's head snapped up. A guttural sound came from her throat, a mixture of a moan and a growl. Then she moved fast. Olivia let out a choked scream and turned, hobbling as quickly as she could back toward her room. She slammed the door shut, locking it with trembling fingers. Her breath came in sharp gasps as she pressed her back against the door, listening. Silence. Then a whisper right behind her ear. "Not supposed to be here." The lights flickered violently, and before she could turn, cold fingers gripped her wrist. The last thing she saw was a woman's pale, grinning face before darkness swallowed her whole. When the nurses finally found her the next morning, Olivia's lifeless body lay cold on the hospital floor, her face frozen in a silent scream.